Have you ever had a completely unfounded fear that prevented you from experiencing incredible adventures in the past? Today I will take you to my favorite spot on Lake Garda, but first, watch folks, I'm Lawrence and my aim is to show you many places around the world from my curious human perspective. Before I start, help me to grow this project, snap me a like and subscribe. Back to us. My stay in the southern part of Lake Garda was coming to an end and that day I would move north. On the way I decided to visit Malcesine, a small town with a beautiful castle, a village famous because from here you can take a cable car to the top of Monte Baldo. There was only one teeny, almost invisible problem. I was afraid of cable cars. But why was I scared so much? Oh,
Well, that's kind of a long story.
let's keep it for later. Now it's time to talk a little about this beautiful village of Malcesine. You can find it on the map on the eastern shore of Lake Garda. The village is beautiful in itself with its small narrow streets leading to its famous castle. It is also full of folklore. The most famous legends of the area concern the nymph Malcesina married to the giant Baldo and the Salbanei, small goblins who amuse themselves by making wayfarers lose their way. Luckily I didn't come across any, would have been a disaster. Cool, right? But let's see what it looks like from above. Of Malcesine has a complex history. I won't tell you the whole story or you will end up snoring loudly and that would not be good for your relationships. Not at all. But here's a hint. The first fortress was built in the first millennium AD by the Lombards, a Germanic people who conquered northern Italy around 600 AD. It was destroyed by Franks and later rebuilt, and then it passed into the hands of the famous La Scala family. Yes, the same family as the castle of Sirmione. In fact, it resembles it in style, doesn't it? Inside the castle there is also a small but very interesting science museum of Lake Garda, and outside also the bust of Goethe, who described it in his diary entitled Italian Journey. Yes, he was blogging, a bit like I do. I think I will take a cue from this wise sensei in future. As for me, I decided to visit the interior and of course climb the tower from which there is a really beautiful view. But before we let ourselves a bit frightened by these cyberpunkian sculptures, let us return to our story. And speaking of fears, a long time ago I had a bad experience on a cable car. I was very young and got stuck in one of these bangers because it was too windy. Since then I have been afraid of cable cars and I usually try to avoid taking one, but this time I decided to overcome this two-faced black snake and decided to go up Monte Baldo. I have to admit I wasn't really comfortable. I'm usually more at ease on planes because in my opinion planes are made for flying and cable cars for falling to the ground, but in the end I did it, so this is the way to overcome fear. If you want to do something, do it even if you are afraid. Fear is a warning after all, nothing more. Well, the reward at the end was beautiful. At the top of the mountain there is a cozy restaurant and many paths leading to many surprising routes. I only reached this area from where I managed to take a picture of Riva del Garda and then not get lost in the fog when I come back. My day in Malcesine was over. My road would soon take me to beautiful Riva del Garda. I realized something really important that day, namely that the only fear we cannot overcome is that the sky will fall on our heads.